Wash, rinse, repeat. I love that. I hope you're taking good notes. I mean, here's some of the things that I got. They'll truly give you referrals because they see you understand them and their pain. And when we understand people, we can convert those prospects faster, and because we know people, we're more confident to ask for the referrals. And I hope you're taking notes, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to text at 630-386-5306. We're moving into the second portion of our BOSS system. So we just went through the DNA for people. Now we're going to go through the DNA for business, which is the 5 areas that we have in business. The 530 grid is the DNA for business, and those 5 areas are marketing, pre-sales, the sale, servicing, and client for life. And those 5 areas are the things that everybody has to be aware of, because this is truly the pipeline to your business. In order to generate more referrals, a larger quantity of referrals, you have to understand where your pipeline is. And if your marketing and your pre-sales and your sales and your servicing and your client for life are out of whack, it's like pipes that are being connected. And if one pipe is really solid, your marketing is just very strong, but your pre-sales has some cracks in it, well then your whole pipeline is only as good as your weakest link. So you either have to take more time and energy from your marketing and putting it into pre-sales, or if you're not getting the sales, then you got to make sure that the first 2 are locked tight. But once you have the sale, you got to keep them. You understand? You got to keep your client, otherwise you've lost it. And it took you all that time and all that money and all that energy just to get the sale. You're all excited, but now you can't service them. Now you've lost them. But if you can do all 4, now you got a client for life. We're talking about a large quantity of referrals. So we're talking about the leads that we get, and Miriam is absolutely correct. Once we understand the DNA of people, then we understand how we can help them. And once we ask for referrals, service a client well, then we can put it into box 12. This is the magic seed principle. The magic seed principle is that we get a referral from somebody and take that and put that right into box 1, which is identifying targets. Because if we're not taking the successes we already have in the system that we've got, and we're starting with square 1, literally square 1 in our 530 grid, then we're missing out on huge amounts of referrals. If we're not asking for their faith-based community, the business community, their friends and their family, you know, we're not even having that in mind, then we're not going to be getting the referrals. We can identify the targets, but we have to make sure that this is locked tight. And there's an entire, how many week series is the Magic Seed Principle, Mark? 7 weeks. You can go online to thevisionproject.net and look up the Magic Seed Principle. It's a tremendous, tremendous system to help you do that. It's key, because when we can feed successes back into the targets, then we can develop and deliver a message with that success to the people we're trying to target. And then once we track those leads, this is key. You can have a great target audience or a large target audience, develop and deliver a really super message, but if you're not tracking it 100%, and it's 100%, there's no way that you're going to be able to ask key questions and being able to implement a strategic strike or put people into groups and messages that are specific to them. This is called a golden triangle. And that's how we're able to develop more referrals, a larger quantity of referrals. And then what do we do with those referrals? Put them right back into box 12, which is the Magic Seed Principle, which feeds success right back into the next target audience. As we identify, develop, track, ask questions, implement strikes, and group people and messages. Doing that over and over and over again. And I'm just going to steal what Miriam said. It's wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. And it starts with the feeding of the success. There's got to be successes you have in your business right now. Any questions so far? See if we have any questions online. We already had a couple really good ones. Somebody asked, what is this thing all about? It's helping people solve their biggest challenge in any area of their life or their business. It's a great question. Thank you for whoever whoever had put that in there. Good job. Any other questions?
So how would we take the DNA for people and DNA for business and apply it to this and looking forward to next month?
Okay, so next month is going to be, pick up your cards right here.
And this might be a little easier for people.
Oh,
If you go to
okay, yeah. Bottom of this page right here, yeah, it is a little larger. So this month is 5, generating a large quantity of referrals. Next month, number 6 is create client for life relationships. So if we understand people at a deep level, we're listening at a deep level, we understand them, we're asking for referrals, we're putting them into a system to track 100% of them, then we'd be able to not only generate a large quantity of referrals, and if we can service them correctly, which is under the servicing, which is asking for referrals, then we can also keep them as a client for life by sending a monthly relationship newsletters and obtaining B2B and B2C referrals.
So what I was thinking is maybe something a little more simple. So we have about 12 people,
Sure.
15 people here. So what would it take for all of us to bring 2 people next month? Because next month we have the large room, and then the next month after that, I think we're going to be moving out to IATT or IIT, whatever that is, out in Wheaton. And so that's between 50 and 90 people. So how do you jump from 12 to 25 to 50 to 100? How do you do that if each one of us want to have, did you have?
I'm just saying if we all brought like 1 or 2 people next month, they could bring 1 or 2 people the month after that, and then it just keeps going up.
So how would we do that?
How do you get everybody to bring the 1 or 2 people? Because right now, if I asked everybody in this room to bring 1 or 2 people, I'd be surprised if 10% of the people did it.
So, which goes back to your question when you first came in. So how do we do that?
Free food. Free food.
There is food?
No, seriously. That's
Seriously,
all.
there's food.
I have a presentation going on today, and that's the only reason I said, hey, you don't really need to listen in, but it's gonna be good information. But there's gonna be free food, and people will show
seriously, there's free food.
up. Okay.
Yeah, it's already
Well, that's
here.
it.
Yeah. Really?
But people have to get here to actually get the free food.
No, that's it. The simple way is carpooling too. You carpool with people because that makes them have the commitment to show up on time, because you're gonna be right there in their driveway. They can't back out of it then.
Okay, so
You could send them the promotional video. We could send them to this and say, hey, listen, why don't you look at this link to what we did this month and listen to it, and then let's grab coffee for 5 or 10 minutes and talk about it.
Find out their pain,
okay.
and then explain to them the amazing value that you're gonna get from it by
Okay.
going.
And share the value you've already received.
Do you think that'll work, Steve?
Could work. I was thinking just making people come. You have to come.
I like that.
I got that power over, 20-some people right now, and I'm sure 2 of them would at least listen.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got the power over everybody, but 2 people are gonna listen.
I love that.
So would you do that then?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you think this is what you've seen thus far? Do you think is there value? If there's not, you just
no, I mean, I definitely think there's value. I'm still trying to figure out how it all,
right,
comes together.
right.
But I mean, I have been running the brokerage for 3 years now, and have been to Tony Robbins, and we've had, a lot of other personality type systems that we've looked at, and how do we, merge these, and so,
Right.
I mean, there's definitely value in all of those, and I think the biggest problems with those is that it was, here's the information, and go off and
Right.
try and implement it,
Test it.
which I see, if you're every month coming back, the implementation is reinforced.
Right.
So I think that there's a value there for sure.
Okay, cool. So what we talked about in the, in the speed networking is about the energy of the driver. And so Steve says, just tell them to do it. It's amazing if you speak with authority, you're gonna be there. Like, well, what it's about doesn't matter, be there.
You need to be there.
Just-
Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, or not.
Show up.
I'll kill you. I mean, I don't.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. And so when you're forceful with that, and so one of the things that Wendy's, you know, learning in her coaching is to be more driver, okay? And so she really struggles with that. I mean, she's just, you know, very nice and pleasant and, you know, laid back. And so what she needs is a little encouragement from everybody. So is everybody okay with her taking it on herself to make sure that you show up next month and you bring 2 people? Are you okay with her doing that with you in a driver mindset? If you're not,
Nice.
if you're not,
I got
Wendy's fired up.
no, you go, okay, I'll do it. No. Wait a minute, Mark's, Wendy, so is there anybody that does not want Wendy to go driver on you this next month? Everybody's okay with that? Okay. So go driver.
Okay.
And then the next month, when you push somebody to do something that they don't want to do, if they do it and it works out, they trust you more. See, I told you, I'm telling you, this will rock you. When you do that and you press them hard and it works out, they're like, wow, that was amazing. Then they trust you more, and then they'll listen to you more.
So I think that's another piece of the magic.
It is.
You have to apply a little extra pressure.
Right,
Because currently, the pressure that they have is not working.
right. That's exactly right.
That's a good lead into our next segment.